Hello. Okay, another question. First, I would like to say thank you so much for everyone who has subscribed. I will be answering this question based on my own personal experiences and what I have learned in working with and helping other people. Let's get to it. So, first, I would like to tell the asker thank you for trusting me with this question. And I hope that something I offer is able to assist you as you decide what you're going to do in this situation. So, the title, The Art of the Graceful Exit. Okay, so there are so many situations in our lives where we need to make a change. Whether that means a internal change or an external change, change is change. Okay. Sometimes we're in situations where we need to leave for our own well-being and for our own progress. Okay, so as we go through these tips on leaving, making a graceful exit from any situation, keep in mind that the variables are different based on your situation, and you need to make sure those apply. Okay, so it takes some homework on your part, and I am just offering my own suggestions based on my experience. Okay, so the art of the graceful exit. All right, first we have to remember that movement does not require noise. Okay, when you are planning an exit of any kind from any situation, whether it be a job, a relationship, you do not have to mass market your strategy and what you are deciding to do. Okay, there are so many variables that can influence your decision that you do not want to be in a situation where you have verbally committed to leaving a situation and then something happens and you end up staying and you have to live with the repercussions and backlash from what you've said. Okay. So you definitely want to be sure. All right. Always remember that if you're in a situation, no matter what it is, whether it's a job situation, a relationship, a friendship, there is no future in fronting. Okay. There is no future in pretending that the situation is working for you and you are working for the situation. Okay. So, a part of manifesting what you really want in your life, you have to understand that you have to make some executive decisions and be confident in those decisions. Make sure they're well thought out and follow through with them. Okay. So, the number one thing you want to have as you plan your exit is you want to have an exit strategy. Okay. A few years back, there was an airline worker who decided, I think he was a flight attendant, he decided to make a big hurrah about quitting and he unlatched the emergency slide and slid out and he was like gone. He got a lot of fanfare behind that for several reasons. In reality, we know that we are scared a lot of times of making waves. Okay. So that kind of exit is not realistic for a lot of us. Okay. Um, some people criticize his actions and other people praise his actions. And nobody is wrong in this case. Okay. Again, when you are exiting a situation, a career, a job, a relationship, a community, even, you need to make sure you plan a solid exit strategy. Okay. For some people, this may take a day, depending on the circumstances. And for some people, it could take weeks and sometimes even years. Okay. So be patient with yourself and allow the process to complete itself before you make your move. Okay. Have a backup plan to your backup plan. So if anything goes wrong in your plan, make sure you have a secondary set of resources and things that you can fall back on instead of being just caught out on a limb. Okay, you don't want to put yourself in that position. So make sure you have a backup plan to your backup plan. So you have your immediate plan, your backup plan, and then a backup plan to that backup plan. So three possibilities, okay, as far as your strategies for exiting whatever your situation is. You want to make sure you keep your goal in sight. It is easy when we are making plans, and particularly when change is involved, that we digress and start second guessing ourselves and things like that. It's perfectly normal. Okay. And that's why it's important to move in silence when you are making an exit. You do not want to broadcast because things may change and you may decide, you know what? Is it really worth leaving this situation? The discomfort that I'm feeling or the issues that I'm going through, can they be resolved without me leaving? Okay. Sometimes you come to that conclusion as you are planning your exit and you decide, okay, maybe this can be worked out and me leaving is just jumping, ship. If it's a situation where your life and your livelihood and your well being is at stake, then other factors apply and you want to probably go ahead and plan your exit. But if it's something that can be worked through, I highly encourage people to work through those things. Okay. So it's going to take a lot of self inventory and self checking and understanding all the variables that are affecting your situation. Okay. So keep your goal in sight. If your plan, if you are sure you want to leave the situation, relationship, career, job, community, whatever the situation is, if you want to leave it, make sure you keep your goal in sight. Okay. So you don't get sidetracked or no one convinces you to stay against your better judgment. Okay. This is very important because people a lot of times have areas of comfort that they operate in, and anything that threatens change, even if it doesn't have anything to do with them, they will try to make it change so that it fits what they need and makes them comfortable. Okay. Especially, there are sometimes we are dealing with others who have separation anxiety and abandonment issues. We are not psychologists. It is not our job to filter or sift through those issues. Okay. But we have to recognize when we are planning an exit strategy of any kind, those factors might present themselves. Okay. So people can be easily triggered if it looks like they are getting abandoned in some way. And they could personalize it, even if it has nothing to do with them on a personal level, it is possible that they will personalize it. Okay. So you want to keep your goal in sight and know why you were doing what you were doing, and know that if it is going to benefit you in the long run, that you want to stick to your decision. So, and that leads us to the next point. You want to fully commit to your decision. Okay. Um, Understand the present moment and what you want for yourself. Understand your decision and why you are making your decision. Have your solid plan in place and then execute that plan. Okay. You can't go into, like, for instance, we'll talk about war. That's something that I'm familiar with as a former soldier. You can't go into battle partially committed to defeating the enemy. Okay, and I'm using military terms because that's my history. Okay, so you don't go into battle partially committed to winning. Okay, you go into battle fully prepared and fully committed to accomplishing the mission. Okay, so you want to keep that same perspective as you fully commit to your decision to exit the situation that you need to move away from. Okay. So, another very important thing, once you decide to leave the situation, the only reason you need to turn back is if you are gauging how far you have gone. Okay. Do not turn back to, reminisce or just focus, on the good, because sometimes I don't know what it is about the human brain. We want to focus on the most positive experiences in a situation after we have removed ourselves from that situation, and we forget all of the chaos that was, going on in the situation. Okay. Like I said, whether it's a job, a relationship, any of these things, you want to put yourself in the best possible position so that you can give back or accomplish whatever goals you want for your life. Okay. We are not promised every day. You want to make sure that the time that you are spending on this earth is worthwhile. And if you're being stuck, if you're allowing yourself to be stuck in a situation where you are not able to be expressive and be yourself and do your absolute best with what has been given to you as far as gifts and talents, then you definitely want to consider a possible exit. Okay. So remember, don't get tricked into remembering just the good things and the positive things of a situation, and getting sucked back into a potentially negative and even in some cases deadly situation. Okay. So do not turn back. It's similar to when they teach you how to escape a fire in your home. You don't go back running into the house, after you are in, a safe place. you don't run back into the fire. The likelihood of you getting burnt severely or even dying increases just because you decide to go back. And when it comes to situations like career changes or jobs, you may not experience some type of physical demise, but there's a possibility that you could experience an emotional and spiritual demise that comes with being in a situation in a toxic work environment, or a place where you just don't um, feel that you are able to do your best. Okay, so you can see the demise of your career and your opportunities by staying in a situation that's just not the best situation for you. Okay, there is no crime in staying. At the same time, there is also no crime in branching out and doing what is best for you so that you can be the most productive and best you that you can be. So two very important things that you also want to remember is, do not hold any grudges. Okay, don't hold any grudges. Trust the process. You'll control when it comes to feeling like, oh, there's something I could have done. I could have changed the situation if I had only done this, if I had only done that. That's fine and great. While you're in the situation, try those things. If they work, awesome. If not, then you know that you did your absolute best. Okay. So when you know that you have done your absolute best in a situation, there is less regret when it comes to making your exit. Okay. Hold no grudges. Sometimes, situations, we just outgrow situations. Okay. There's no crime in that. There is no grudge to be held. You can't be mad at somebody, and nobody should be mad at you about changes that naturally occur when it comes to growth and bettering ourselves. Okay. So don't hold grudges. Some people, like I said, will fight or push against you leaving a situation. And a lot of times it's because they don't understand your journey. Okay. They not only don't understand your journey, but they may be dealing with some abandonment issues that have nothing to do with you. Whether it was you or somebody else, they would still react the same way. Why? Because the issue is not with you, it's with them. All right. So when I say yield control, like I said, if you can control the factors, the variables that influence, what makes you feel comfortable, change them. But if you cannot, do not be afraid of exiting the situation. Okay. There is something bigger and better waiting for you in the future. Okay. And as you prepare to exit the situation, understand that you do not want to put yourself in the situation where you are experiencing the exact same thing again, because you made the exact same situations to get back into that similar issue. Okay. So do better. Once you know better, do better. If it's a situation where you feel like you were underappreciated or taken advantage of, level up in your thinking and in your actions in a way that the people who had you oppressed no longer can even reach you. Okay. And when I say that, I mean in regards to education, skills, even as far as how you carry yourself, the places you go, the things you say, level up so much that what you are leaving is now foreign to you. Okay. That will help you resist the temptation of possibly going back. Okay. So once you know what it takes to do better, it's your responsibility to do better. It's no one else's. Okay. It's no one else's responsibility to make you leave a situation. You can't make anybody leave a situation unless they're ready. There are people who are in situations that they know are not good for them. And guess what? They are not going to leave those situations until they are ready. Okay. There are some, you know, exceptions to that rule where interventions are needed. They are staged and they're very, talk about planning. There have been extractions that are done for people who are victims of human trafficking and domestic abuse situations. Those are the exceptions. Okay, people who are not able to defend themselves, who are not able to stand up for themselves, if they're victims in that way and a criminal element, then they need assistance. But when we have the power to remove ourselves from situations that are not good for us, then we have every responsibility to do that. Okay. And the final point, okay, when you are making your exit, after you have succeeded in making your exit, okay, nuke the bridge. Nuke the bridge that ties you to that situation. Now, I'm not saying destroy relationships, like particularly if it's a relationship and there is a child involved. You don't really want to do that, okay? Unless it's life and death, then there are ways that you can do that. But when it comes to anything that is really toxic in your life and you need to exit and get away from it, no matter what it is, there's so many different things that I could list, but I don't have to, tell you what those things are. You nuke that bridge, you get rid of that tie, and you move forward with your life. Understand you learn from the experience, be thankful for that journey so that you are able to move forward and not make that same decision again and be in the same place trying to plan another exit. Okay. So, again, thank you so much for trusting me with this question. I hope something that I share today will assist you as you prepare to make your exit from whatever situation, relationship, um, job situation, career situation that is holding you back from achieving your full potential in this lifetime. Okay. Have an amazing rest of your day. And don't forget to click subscribe, like, and share this video with someone if you think they can benefit from it. If it's going to help you, save it on a playlist and refer back to it and take out everything you need. Have an awesome rest of your day.